Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company. Great to see you and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. I'm out here on Lake Erie. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. I like it because the sun's not shining and I really prefer those cloudy days when it comes to fishing. And let's see what we got. Our first fish of the day. I think I got myself a nice little smallmouth. See what we got hooked in here. And that's exactly what it is. Okay. All right, it's not a huge one, but it's a good start to the day right there. That's a nice little smallmouth bass. All right, let's just get him off the hook. We're gonna get him right back in the water again. Oh, nice little hook set right in the top of the jaw there. Okay, that's a small fish, but like I say, it's a start. So what I'm running today, I'm running the Stingnose Jigging Spoon, and I've got the gold one on because it's cloudy, and you could probably see I tipped it with one of the new Thundermist eye drops. You might have seen me use one of those eye drops before. I was using the prototypes, but today I'm using the real deal. And I've got the 1 ounce sting nose on, and if you've never used the sting nose, this is the minnow. There's also the peanut bunker. But I went with the minnow today. It's got a faster fall. I went with the gold because of the cloud cover. And if you've never used them before, they got a hook located right at the head. And I love it because that's where fish hit, and it makes for a great hook set. And what I'm doing is I'm actually casting out and bouncing back. So there's two different ways you could work a jigging spoon, any jigging spoon. You could either cast them out and bounce it back like I'm doing, or you could drop it straight down and just vertically jig. Both methods, both effective. We got a nice little chop going today, a little bit of a drift from the northeast. So I'm hoping, oh, there we go. I'm hoping that we can get into some nicer bass. That sure would be nice. And the only reason I've put that eye drop on, it's a scented eye drop, and there's a bit of a cold front. So if you need to entice the bite just a little bit, you can tip your jigging spoons with live bait, piece of worm, piece of minnow, piece of leech, or you can tip them with the eye drop. So, beautiful day, so glad you could join me. Stay tuned, folks. Well, where there's one, there's more. I set the hook on this one and he just came out like a torpedo. I saw the whole thing. He's not a big fish, and it's funny because those fish, those smallmouth, those bass, they will group together by size. Typically, if you get a smaller one, there's usually some other smaller ones hanging around it, or if you get a bigger one, there's usually some bigger ones hanging around. See if I can keep him down, avoid him from jumping again. If you keep your rod tip pointed down when you're fighting bass, you got a chance that they won't jump. It's not a guarantee, but it's a chance. Okay, that's a little bit bigger, and he nailed it pretty good too, actually. Gave me a nice bite. He hit it right on the fall down. Just as it was falling down, I saw my line just kind of stop suddenly, and that's when I set the hook. Anytime you see, I'm gonna get the pliers. Anytime you see your line stop, that's the time to set the hook. Let me get the pliers, get this guy out. Okay. This one, folks, I just set the hook and my rod just doubled right over. So this one is definitely a nicer fish. What a solid hit. And when I set the hook, it was like snag, no fish. I love it when that happens. Okay, I gotta take a look at this fish. Hopefully I can land him. Feels like a good solid fish. Now I have no idea what it is. Now usually the bass come to break the surface. Wow, this guy is staying down there, so I don't know. Bass, sheephead, walleye, take your pick. I don't know. I like to get at least take a look at him and see what it is. Even if I lose him, I just like to see what it is. Okay, he's coming up now.
Oh, it says here fan error.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. Keep filming.
I can't see what I can't see.
Oh, just hit enter. Hit OK. Just with your finger.
Here?
Yeah. Oh boy. That's like really strong. Okay. What do we got? For that one, I don't think I needed the braided line, because I felt everything. He just hammered it on the way down. My line just stopped suddenly and I just felt that thump. And anytime you feel or see your line stop, just automatically set the hook. But boy, did he hit it. He hit it really hard. I just love it when that happens. Okay, it's not that big either. Maybe, I don't know, a little bigger. Clone to the first one. Just really hit it hard. Really hit it hard. Now that's what happens. Usually when there's one, there's more, and they usually school up around the same size, typically. So I might have to move out a little bit, see if I can get into some bigger fish. But I'll tell you, that little guy just really aggressively, he just aggressively hit that lure. Okay, cast it back out. Maybe we'll move out a little deeper, see if we can get some bigger fish. Oh, I just moved into 22 feet of water, and I just stopped the boat. That's my own wake that we just came by, and whammo, first cast in. Now, feels maybe a little bit bigger, but we shall see. And all I'm doing is just casting and bouncing back, bouncing that sting nose right off the bottom. You got to have your lure close to the bottom. You got to be in that strike zone. And if you're not in that strike zone, you'll do a lot of fishing, but maybe not a lot of catching. It looks like this might be the fish of the day. Okay, there's another small bass right there, just hooked just in the side of the mouth. Hey, they all seem to be the same size. So the first fish came out of, 25 to 35. So I just bounced up here to 22. I'm in 23 feet right now. So a little bit shallower. I might even have to go a little shallower, I don't know. But basically, yeah, just casting it out and bouncing it back. And what I like to do, I like to use a single snap. Today I'm using a Thundermist size 0 snap. And that's a nice size for this 1 ounce sting nose. I like that size. But basically, you adjust the size of the snap to the size of the lure that you're using, and of course the fish that you're fishing for. So right now, it's the size 0 snap and the 1 ounce gold sting nose. See if we can produce ourselves another fish. Just bounce it off the bottom. I'm actually letting it hit the bottom, and after it hits bottom, then I'm jigging it back up again. And there's two approaches. You can rip jig and try to trigger a bite, or if the fish are a little more, you might have to just finesse. Just bounce it up, let it hit bottom, lift it up, let it hit bottom, and that will trigger a bite too. And they always hit it on the fall or after you've stopped. All right, see if we can get into another fish. Okay, you know what? I moved 300 yards, same thing, solid hit, another small fish. But you know what? I could do this all day long. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not fishing a tournament today. I'm just out to have fun. And that's usually what I'm out to do, is have fun. Even when I'm fishing tournaments, it's just about having fun. Okay, let's see what we got here. Another smallie. And there he is there. Nice coloration. Hey, look at that. Nice coloration on him. He's just barely hooked. Hey, just barely hooked right there. Nice little small bass. We're just gonna get him right back into the water again. Hey, little fish, nice smallie, good sign out here on Lake Erie. Okay, now, yeah, I moved about maybe 500 yards looking at the map there. I made quite a bit of a move, but it looks like the fish are all about the same size. And I moved in a little shallower to 20 feet, so I fished from 20 to 35, and it seems to be all small fish, but that's okay. And I talked about the strike zone. One thing I wanted to mention to you about the strike zone. Strike zone is basically how far the fish is going to move to attack your bait. So when they're really aggressive, sometimes I'm fishing top water, or you're fishing a lure just below the surface, like a twitch bait, a jerk bait, and a lot of times those bass or any fish will come up out of 20 feet, down from the bottom up to 20 feet and just attack a lure. Other times, you got to drop the lure right in front of them in order to get them to bite. So, depending on how the fish are, but I know one thing, for bottom fish, if you keep your lure close to the bottom, you got a much better chance, because if their strike zone is very small, you got a better chance of catching a fish. So why not keep it as close to them as you possibly can? And that's what I'm doing today, and it looks like the day is phenomenal. It's cold, it's cool, but not cold. It's cloudy, so it's nice and comfortable out. overcast, and it's windy but not too windy. So I've got a nice little chop going and a nice little drift going, and the fish are biting. What more can you ask for? You know what, folks, if you haven't lately, you need to get out there, get a line wet, catch some fish and have some fun. That's what I'm doing today. Wherever you're tuning in from today, thanks for joining us on today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And until next time, good luck and good fishing.